Yo, thank you guys. It's your boy Skiiwalker the Jedi here, back with another edition of the Sit Down with Skiiwalker the Jedi. And I am joined by the one and only lovely Nessa Noel today. I'm so excited to be having this conversation and bringing her here to you guys so that we can all learn about her and her career and everything like that. Thank you for being here, first and foremost, Nessa. And how are you feeling today?
Oh, well, thank you for having me. And I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be here. So I'm excited.
Yeah. StreamYard was bugging, so we're gonna go ahead and get to the conversation here. It's like we was both not knowing that we was in here. It was just kind of crazy. Uh, look, I know that you have been acting for quite some time and dancing and music videos and just all kinds of stuff, right? So I want to go back to your upbringing. Where are you from in New York? Because I do know that you are from the East Coast, right? But where are you from in New York? And you want to just talk about that, your borough and all that to get started off.
Sure. So I am born and raised in New York, Queens. I am from Queens. um, yeah, I was pretty much there my whole life. Like born and bred. That's where I'm from. What did you want to know about?
Right? Just like how was it growing up in New York, right? Because um, I know that there's a lot of stereotypes, right? But how was it for you actually growing up there?
um, if I was to describe how it was sometimes you could say it was questionable where I grew up, but I was surrounded by a lot of culture. Like I grew up in
Mm-hmm.
Queens where like everything was convenient. You could walk to the corner store, uh,
Mm-hmm.
go get me a
The
grilled chicken.
bodega.
Yes, go to the bodegas. Um, Dollar cabs. That's how I grew up, catching the dollar cabs or to Jamaica Ave and hopping on the bus to go to school or taking the dollar van. It was very much so like it was just I would say like just like so cultured. Like there was just
Mhm.
so much culture around me growing up in Queens. I think anybody in New York who grew up in New York would tell you that.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I can attest to that. I lived there very briefly, but there is a lot of culture there. There is a whole lot of culture there, and would you say that that played any part in you being interested in the arts, kind of so to speak?
Absolutely. So my I'm Haitian and one thing about Haitians they do not play about their children and I grew up in the church also. So I had to go to church every Sunday and part of that was me joining this like youth group in church. So we would do all these different things, put on plays and put on like dance performances and all that. Yeah, so I would say like it basically shaped who I am today and kind of put that little footnote for me to get into acting or basically the arts, you would say.
Right? Yeah. Um, it's funny because plays are kind of how I was first introduced to acting at all, and it just really kind of gave me an interest in film. So I'm pretty sure that uh, you growing up, just being surrounded by all these different cultures and just all these different types of things, I was just wondering if that had played a part for you as well.
Most definitely. I was also in private school. So I was in private school most yeah. So from like middle school to high school, I went to private school. So they always say private school is different from like public school because uh I definitely think so, just like the environment and I, not to knock anybody that went to public school, not not to, but there's a certain precedent that's set there. There's a certain type of discipline that is there when you're in private school versus a public school. Um, so yeah, everything shaped me into who I am today. So
Yeah. What was crazy about New York is when I was over there, I was seeing that the public schools got numbers. It was like PS 49, PS
yeah,
40. I was like, yo, that's crazy that all the schools are just numbered like that out here.
yeah. It's
That's
like
kind of wild.
the PS stands for like I think it's like public, like
Yeah,
PS.
yeah.
And then you have like IS like 109, which is like intermediate school 109, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Would you say that being from where you're from played any part in like what you bring towards like some of these roles or just acting or the arts in general?
Um, I think I mean I can't speak for every actor, but I do think that yes, that definitely does help. Um, Especially when I know that I was surrounded by so many different things that I've seen, places that I've been. So it does kind of help with dealing with a character. I can't speak for everybody. Can't speak for every actor, but I do yeah, I do feel like I can take a piece of my upbringing and put it into my art, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Can you speak a little bit about your process, right? Because from us on the outside looking in, right? It just seems like you guys go through so much in order to transform yourselves into these other uh, characters. What can you share that would just kind of give us a peek into how you prepare for these roles and
Mhm.
just how you really attain that shift in your mindset?
Okay, so for me, for me, um, well, first, I when I got into acting, it was kind of like I jumped into it. It wasn't
Mhm.
like, oh, let me go to this
Film
school.
school or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't just like go into a film school and just be like, no, I just like jumped into it. It was just something that I was always drawn to since I was little. I was like I said, I was in plays growing up. Like since I was like in fifth grade, I remember being in plays in dramas in my schools and then also in the church. So I just I just knew and I just jumped into it. Um as far as like the process for me personally, I like to whenever I get a script, um I break down the script. So I'll read the entire script first and then I will like make sure I learn like the other characters lines, not necessarily like their whole lines, but just, certain things that I know that would bring that would help me as far as like when we have to be on, on camera. And then after that, I would basically like go through all my characters like scenes and then it's just be like a writing process from there. It's just like, all right, what is this character doing? What was this character thinking? Um, I just kind of just step outside of myself and put myself into the character. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Hmm.
um,
Absolutely.
and then it's just from there, it's just more so like once I and before that I memorized. I make sure I memorize the lines and I thought it's just breaking down. All right, what is this character doing? What is Lola?
Yeah.
What is her process here? Like what would Lola say? What would Lola do? And That's my process with it. And then from there, it's just once I get the hang of it, it just I guess it comes naturally. You-
Absolutely. Absolutely. The first thing that I saw on your IMDb was a TV series called Prom Dress, right?
yeah.
Was that your first like on camera appearance, or was there something before that?
Oh man. So that was my first credited on camera
Okay.
um experience. Other than that, I did do um a music video, but that never came out. It's just people do stuff sometimes and they don't
Mhm.
put it out, which is fine. Um so that was like my I guess kind of like my little introductory to the
Mhm.
professional side of acting. It was just like, oh, hey, you want to be on a music video? Sure, you're gonna be acting as the girlfriend. And it was just like, oh, it was just like different scenes that we had to do. Like I'm the, angry girlfriend sort of thing.
Hey,
And
I'm pretty sure that you tapped into your New York upbringing,
you
right?
know what's up, what's up. um And then, yeah, prom dress, it was just like, oh, I found, I forget which site I even found this, this series on. And I remember being on set. It was just like, oh, I'm just playing like a prom, one of the prom girls. And I was just like, okay. And we shot in like a school, like a actual school that the director had access to. And it was a good experience. One of the actors from that show, from that series, she's actually doing really well right now. So yeah, you meet a
That's
lot of
dope.
people along the way, a lot of people. So that yeah, but that was my first credited role.
Right. When you get a script in front of you, right? What kind of is your thought process on like when you accept a role versus pass on it, right? I'm pretty sure that it has to resonate with you in some kind of way, but can you speak a bit about what is your thought process behind choosing certain roles?
Yeah, so the normally like I try to steer away from roles that are more so like, oh, you're the eye candy type of role.
Mm,
So that for me most of the time will turn me off. So I will just be like I'd have to make to me like it had to make sense. I can't just be like, oh, like she's the girlfriend or the wife and just, like she's just there.
mm,
So for me it has to make sense. And um I like to I'm a very visual person when it comes to reading script. So if I can visualize what I'm reading, for
mhm.
me, to me, then it's like, "Oh, okay, like I'm liking this." And the dialogue for me too also has to be, in my opinion, I ain't speaking for everybody,
Right.
but in my opinion, the dialogue has to be really good for me to be like, "Oh, okay,
Mm,
like I want to be a part of this." Like this, you have to get me from the story to like the dialogue. Like once
mhm.
you got those two and I'm reading, I'm like, oh shoot, like I can picture myself doing this. I can see myself in this role, then yeah, most likely I'd say yes to the script.
That's dope. That's dope. You say that you like to visualize
hmm
these scripts. Visually speaking, when you were growing up, who were some of your biggest influences in terms of like on film, right? Be it directors or just actors who careers you might have followed. Like who was little Nessa kind of following their career when you were growing up?
Oh, number of people. I would say, but the ones that I followed like really closely is Zoe Saldana. Um
Mm,
She if If y'all don't know,
Colombiana.
yeah, she grew up. She grew up in Queens too, and she's from
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I found out we have like similar uh backgrounds. Like I wouldn't say exactly like similar, but some type of similar background.
Mhm.
I remember volunteering at this. I used to volunteer at Queens General Hospital at a psych ward. Don't ask, but I did it.
Uh-oh.
Um, uh, and I remember meeting these group of girls there, and we became really cool because we were volunteering all together, and there was like a theater program like in the hospital that they had. So I was like, oh, okay. And I ended up checking it out. And I found out that the people that was going to that theater was a group of people that Zoe Saldana was a part of also. So for me, I was like, oh, this is a sign. Like, this is a sign, and I need to listen to it.
Right?
Yeah. And from then on,
Like
I
the
just like,
universe is talking to me right now.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and from then on, yeah, I just like I followed her, her work closely. And another person that I really admire is Taraji P. Henson. I
Mm.
think I know like some people like to talk, but I feel like she just brings like her all into a role, and I love seeing her. I've seen all of most of her work. I've seen most of her work, and I love that. So she's another person that I admire and that I follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Taraji. I think I first saw her at Baby Boy. And it's funny because even that film, like, she was great in that movie. She was great in that film. And yeah, that's definitely one of them hood classics, because I'm from LA, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, it's like, you I
I
know a
think
whole bunch of
everybody
Jodies.
seen that. I think everybody, yeah.
I know a whole bunch of Jodies, a whole bunch of Jodies. But yeah, that's super dope. So when you were kind of growing up and you got your first credited role with Prom Dress,
Mhm.
you've done like short films, actual films. Like, can you speak about your first experience on a short film?
Um, okay, let me see. I'm trying to remember what I did because it's a lot that I did.
Well, the one that I saw was Friends and Money,
Oh,
right?
yes. Yes.
Right.
Friends and money. So a lot of like um so what I learned through this industry is that it's the more people the
Mm,
the more yeah. So a
yeah.
lot of the work that I got is because people that I've worked with would like recommend me to
Mhm.
other directors, other actors, other producers. They'll be like, "Oh, this girl, this dope. I work with her." Da 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 da. So that's how I ended up on Friends and Money, and it was like the first type of role. Fun fact about me. I like watching cop shows, right?
Mhm.
I've like SVU, I've been watching it since I was little. So I know that show, like from the first season up until now. Um
Yo, you'd be surprised at like how many actors I've seen that like made it big that was on Law and Order. It's been
Mhm.
so many people, and shout out to Law and Order,
Yes.
for
Shout
sure.
out. So the director ended up hitting me up, was like, "Hey, I think you're perfect for this role." So I was like, "Hey, all right." They was like, "Do you want?" I was like, "You want me to audition, whatever?" They was like, "No, no, no, you got the role." So I said, "Okay, cool." We shot that in the Bronx. That short film. It was
BX.
yeah. It was a really cool experience because it was a lot more physical than I expected um
Mhm.
with this role, especially with my character. And it was one of those roles that I had dreamed of doing. So it was so much fun to do. Granted, we didn't get to finish it or release it, but guess what? We're coming back to it. So
Mhm.
you're probably gonna see a bigger version of this movie when it comes out. So
Oh my, that's dope. That's super dope. Can you talk about the differences between like shooting a short film versus like a TV series versus an actual film or a full length film?
all right. So short films normally from my experience, they're usually like a day or two to make. Usually the okay, they know what they want. They know the story they have, and but if they budget it correctly, we usually do that in like 1 or 2 days and we're done. I remember shooting a short film, another short film that I did. It was a comedy, and we shot that in like 3 days tops, and we were done. Um, TV series that takes a while. Um, the series that I'm part of, that's I'll let you know about it in a minute. But we shot that from what is it, 2024, right?
Yes.
So gosh, maybe all of the end of 2022, all of last year. Yeah, and into all of last year. So that took a
Mm.
while to shoot. Yeah, most of last year. I wouldn't say all of last year. Most of last year that we shot it. And the series that I shot is called Collateral Interest. Um, that actually will be airing on Prime April 16th. So wait for it.
Hey, we're gonna be able to check you out on Prime. Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah. But
April
that's
16th.
yes, that's the process with um um series. Usually, like, you have to movies, you have to find locations. um some places you have to get certain permits. Like in New York, you can't shoot just anywhere. You have
Oh, I bet.
they will boot you up out of there if you ain't got the right credentials or permit. um the series that I did, we shot in different locations and even different countries. So
Mm.
that one, I don't know what it is in, like, other countries when it comes to shooting, but I know certain places permits. Sometimes you don't really have to, depending. Um, but the process is long for a series.
All
It's
right.
really, yeah, it's long. Um, for a feature film, as far as I know, what I've done, the most that I've actually filmed a movie was like 2 weeks.
Mm.
2 weeks. That's because most of the location was in one area, in
Hmm.
one place, so that was easy. Versus a movie that's probably in different locations, that
Yeah.
probably takes half the year to
All right.
to yeah. So yeah, that's my take on it.
That that's super dope. And speaking of TV series, you've been on quite a few from was it Blue Flame, I Am Homicide.
Mhm.
Uh, what were some of the experiences like on those shows as well? Because we all have these thoughts about, yo, the set is probably like, always hustling and bustling and right, like just what's your day to day like when you're on the sets of these shows?
So, um, they're usually you're usually around everybody. That's when you usually meet everybody. Like
Mm,
sometimes you meet them at the table read. So what we do is we have you get audition, you do the audition whether it's self-tape or in person, and then you book it or you don't. When you do book it, they do a table read, which is when everybody comes together from the cast and they sit at a table, they read. Um, Sometimes you can get recast from that table read. You don't make it to set. It's a real thing. Sometimes they like, wait, hold up. Like, you're not vibing with what I'm asking for, so they'll probably recast you. Um, that hasn't happened to me yet, so thank God. But
Hey, ask Marty McFly, right? They was shooting that thing, and it was
yeah,
almost like all of these things. Like, hey, we gotta bring Michael J. Fox in here,
yes.
right? Yeah, yo. So that's
um,
definitely a real thing.
yes. So yeah. So you do a table read, and then from the table read, so that would be all like I guess you would say pre-production. You do the table reads, and then from then on, uh they discuss, and then they tell you when the film dates are, and then you get like a call sheet, which is you know your number on the call sheet, you number one, number two, number three, so forth. And then from there, they sometimes they have people come pick you up, drive you to set. um and that's when you sometimes you meet other people that you didn't even know was going to be there, so it's like, oh, okay,
Right.
hi, nice to meet you. And as far as like when you're there and on sets, either you guys have chemistry or you don't. You just you make it work. That's my thing. You make it work. You came to work, and I always come into work. So that's usually the
Absolutely.
process. And then it's like filming, there's like wardrobe changes, there's makeup. Sometimes you have to be like, sometimes I had to be on set at like 6 a.m. because I have to get makeup, hair done, wardrobe, all
Hmm.
that. And then that's usually like, and then you don't get to be on camera till like maybe like 9. But I'm on set since like 6 in the morning because I have to do
Hmm.
all that process before I
Yes,
get on camera. And then from then on, you just wait until you're called.
I feel it.
It's time to
I,
shoot.
I feel that. Can you speak about the differences in the transformation physically for these roles versus mentally, right? Like what's the most extreme mental transition that you've had to make, and what's been the most extreme physical uh transformation that you've had to make?
For me, as far as like the physical, I always try to be good on the physical, so I don't have
Hmm.
to I don't have to get ready. I haven't had any roles that require me to be like any action roles just yet to be in that process of the physicality and stuff.
Hmm.
Which I am hoping to get, you know.
We got to get you in there. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Um,
Get the fight
but
scene.
the so but yeah, as far as like the physical, I try my best to be on, you know, because just to be ready. You stay
Hmm.
ready, so you ain't got to be ready. Feel me?
Right.
The for the mental role, it's more so. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, I normally, especially if I'm on set and I have a role that requires me to be giving all types of emotions, and like my character is going through ups and downs. So I try to kind of stay in my own little bubble and be on, in that role. I remember one time I had to do a role where like I had to play this psychotic like mistress. She's 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 effing nuts. And the role the role was her being
Once again, New York, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure.
it was like she was like from afar you see her and you don't like when you first meet her you don't think she's that way. But then
Hmm.
as the story goes on, you're like, whoa, this person's crazy. And I remember doing this role, and the scene was a car scene, and the other main character of the in the movie, we were in a car, and I can't say too much, but we were in a car, and the scene was that they weren't really arguing, but my character was upset. And for me, and the situation required me to be, I'm trying to say it without actually giving anything, because Lord knows. Okay. Um so something happened to her that was very traumatic. There you go.
Hmm.
It was a traumatic situation, and she just kind of went from like this angry to like this cold, chilled person. And I remember doing the scene and getting out of it. And then one of the other people on set, they looked at me, they was like, "You okay?" Like, and I said, "Oh, whoa, I'm still in character." Like, I had to like shake it off, because it was like, all right, I'm still that person. But I was like, "Oh, I'm offset now." Like, okay, get out of it now. Sometimes it's fun being able to do these, type of roles. I love playing those type of roles. Like, yeah, it's like,
I
okay.
bet. Right. Um, you've spoken about not having a role yet where you've had to do like a whole lot of action.
Mhm.
But can you speak about just what would you say is your favorite genre of film that you have yet to dive into that you would really be looking forward to diving into
Uh,
at some point?
yes, most definitely sci-fi and action. Like those, like sci-fi action? Yeah. I would absolutely love to be in those type of roles. They just haven't fell in my lap yet. So I'm hoping and praying.
Right. Yeah. What draws you to the sci-fi genre? Would you say?
I think it's just being able to see, like for example, okay, I'm gonna use Rebel Moon for example. And
That's
just
what I
being
was just
able
thinking about the whole time you were saying sci-fi action. I was like, yo, I could totally see Nessa and Cora having a fight scene. You know what I'm saying? That'd be totally badass. Like that'd
that would
be
be
wow,
dream. I
right?
like it's like for me, and it's just like to know that somebody can build like these, just these type of worlds. Like that's crazy to me, and very like it's so creative and big, and it's like that draws me in, because it's like, all right, like it screams at the little girl in me who used to watch all these type of shows. And I'm like, I want to be part of that. I want to be part of this world building and just all these like 10,000 worlds. Like, I want to be part of that, like that's so fun and cool to me.
Oh man, yeah, I could just imagine seeing you up on the big screen in a fight in a big action scene. That'd be super dope. And I just yeah, I love sci-fi as well. I think it's one of those genres that definitely has a lot of escapism, right?
Yeah.
If it's really done well, right?
Right.
I the film that I mean, I didn't want to. I don't know. Can I say this? If not, I'll just edit it out. But there is something on your IMDb called "Till Death Do Us."
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like I don't know if that's what you were talking about earlier, but you can blink twice if it was, but no, hey, nah.
It's not, but yeah.
No. Is there anything that you can share with us about that project that you would like for us to know?
Um, this is for me, it's your I would say like this role was very fun, because I'm not really the antagonist in that that film. Um, Really, but not really. So
Really, but not really.
I'll just say that. That that film was fun. It was we shot it in a I would say a few days. We did, and it's a director I've been wanting to work with for a while, and we finally were able to link up and do this and put it together. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, that's all I can say. So you didn't get
Right. Hey, I had to try. I had to try. But yeah, you spoke about wanting to work with that director for quite some time.
Mhm.
Um, who else would be like your top three directors that you would want to work with the most throughout your career?
Oh,
Bucket list.
bucket list, man. This person has literally to
Spike
me.
Lee better be on this list because he's from New York. You know, I'm just, they gonna revoke your card, Nessa. They ain't
Oh
gonna let you come
Lord,
around the
oh
bodegas no more.
Lord.
You
It's so
know
funny because
I'm just-
I have auditioned for Spike Lee before, but I have auditioned for uh what was his series that came out on Netflix? It's Cali. It's the classic, but it came out on She's Gotta Have It. There you go.
okay. Yes, 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 yes.
So I've auditioned for Spike Lee before, so that counts. So my top three directors that I would love to work with, it would have to be
Mhm.
Zack Snyder. That he's I
Go.
I just want to be a part of that, like his world. Like I want to be part of his vision. Like I just to me, like just as a creative, for somebody to be able to just like it just blows my mind the kind of stuff that comes out of his brain. And I just
Uh-huh.
want to be able to be a part of that one day. Um Ava DuVernay, because
Mm.
I feel like as a director, she speaks to my heart when it comes to certain like I don't know if you ever saw the series Queen Sugar.
Nobody did hear about it. Yes, yes, yes.
That's her um that's her series. And the way that series just made me feel like it was just like I want to be able to do something like that 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 takes you out of yourself to be able to make the audience feel that way.
Mm.
Feel whatever it is, whether it's anger or just sadness or just, whatever it is. Like she has to me, she has that gift to be able to bring the audiences together to watch with Queen Sugar. And the third director that I want to work with is Antoine Fuqua.
Mm.
Yes. Just from his that Training Day movie with Denzel, because
Right.
that I I want to be with somebody like that. A director who is able to give the actor
Real
the
LA
lead.
movie too. Hey,
Yeah.
fun fact about Training Day. The jungles, that area that they was in a bunch of that movie, I used to live in it. I used to
Wow.
live right where all that went, where that whole little King
That is
Kong,
so
you guys. Yeah, I used to live right there. Like that area is for real, like that. Like it's really one way in, it's really one way out.
oh
It's
my
like it
god.
ain't no, that's not a game. Like that is 100% true. Yes,
Nah, that is the best movie I've ever seen. And he gave Denzel so much uh creative freedom to bring this character to life, and I like directors like that. I love working with directors like that. So they would be my top 3.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, favorite movie from each three of them.
Oh, you said what? Favorite movie from what?
From each one, right? From Zach, Ava, and from Antoine.
Okay. Zach, favorite movie? BBS. Um
Yeah.
Renee, It would have to be the Queen Sugar because that's what I saw, and obviously Ansel for Training Day. So those I picked those directors because they certain stuff that they have just like spoke to me. So yeah,
Yo, we got to get you in a film from each. You know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy,
what's gonna happen? I've
right?
s- I've manifested it countless times. I wrote it in my manifestation book. You think I'm joking? I wrote that. I'm not playing.
Oh no, I believe you. I believe you.
So yes, it's
Nah,
out there. Extra prayers needed though. So I'll accept.
most definitely, right? And okay, and one bonus director, right? If you had to throw one more in, who would it
Hmm.
be?
Hmm. Bonus director. Hmm. Chad Stahelski.
Oh my, yo,
He
you
he
really want to do
surprised
some
me.
action there? You really want
Yes,
to do some
he
action there?
surprised me.
Like,
Did you see John Wick 4?
yes, I did.
Bro, did you
Yes, I
see
did.
the anime style fighting they had when the camera was like panned from like looking down? It was
Yes,
like I think it was like a maybe like a drone, and the way that that was
yes.
shot, I was like, whoa! And he
No,
surprised me.
that whole thing, right? Like it was totally set up like an anime in several different parts. And yes, that was a great visual experience. So yeah, I see what you're talking about. You love these really like true like visionary kind of directors, and
I do.
it's nice to hear that you're a fan as well.
Sorry, excuse me 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, yes. Now we obviously met being part of like Seal Nation and the Zack Snyder greater fan base, right?
Hmm.
And there's no way that we could have this interview and I can't ask you about ZSJL and the Snyder cut and all that. Like,
Yeah.
what was your feelings, right, when you first saw Zack Snyder's Justice League? And how did you feel just in the whole lead up to it being released and all that as well?
Um, when when I finally saw, first of all, my house, we made it a whole thing. We made it a big thing. I'm telling you,
As
we
did I. Yes,
made it a big
yes.
thing in my house. We woke up early. We was like, we're watching it. This is a 4-hour movie, so we're watching it from 11 a.m. up to whenever it's done. Feel me? And I remember watching the first of all, I remember the announcement when he said it. 'Cause, he said it on, I think it was Nerd Queens, I believe, or
I
some
think so. It was on some stream. No, it
some
was the Man of Steel watch along.
there you go. It was there you go, and
Yeah,
then, I think Cavill showed up too, or
yeah.
was I
May 20th, 2020. Yeah, I
yeah, and I
remember.
remember sitting there watching it, and, he would always give little clues, and I was just like, "Come on, man, can you just, like" and I was at that point, I was just like, "Oh my god, just announce something." Like, I'm like and then, what you call it? Somebody in my house just like walked away. Like, they walked away from watching it. And then that's when he announced, I was like, wait, hold up. Did he just say it's coming out? And we was on the phone. We was like, oh my God, we're actually getting Snyder Cut. So the whole time leading to it, when I tell you I'm a fan, this is how much a fan I was. The whole time leading up to it, do you know how many times I watched that damn trailer? It was like on replay in my house all the time. And then when we finally got to sit down and watch it, it was just like it was just a lot of questions. First, it was relieved, like I felt relieved, and second, it was just like a lot of questions, like why did they cut this out? why did they take this out? What was the reason for this not being there? Like the scene with the Amazons, I was just like, why take this out? Like
Right.
this fire. Why do all that? You're showcasing women in a very strong but also
Powerful
feminine,
way. Yeah.
powerful. And I was like, why take this out? This is a beautiful scene. And it was just like the scene that really got me was the flash scene. Cause I was like,
Mhm.
I was sitting there absolutely shocked. And I was like, why the hell would you take this out? What in the world would possess you to take this out? It was so beautiful. It was just like, and to this day, I always say, if you see my post, I don't know how the hell, like, how did this just pop out of his brain and just like, yeah, let me just write this scene and have somebody execute it. Like, I don't know, but that's how it was for me. It was just like I'm glad a director was able to have his vision come to fruition and have the world see what he put his heart and his how he worked hard to put that out. So that was the whole process for me. Like, it was just a happy moment. I was just happy. Very
Right.
happy. Yeah.
Man, it's nice knowing that, you're actually a real fan that's been here and been rocking out, and you be geeking out right with us. You know what I'm saying? Because I can
Yeah.
tell. It's like I was watching the trailer on repeat. Like, yo, that trailer was
I
getting
think it was
repeated in a
so
lot of
well.
houses. Huh?
It's such a good movie, and I am not ashamed to say that, here and there I'll be watching it. Like, I'll watch the movie. It doesn't feel like 4 hours to me. I swear to God, it don't. It
It
does not.
absolutely doesn't.
So
Absolutely doesn't. Man, now one more thing that I wanted to kind of touch on, because I know you said you wanted to kind of work with Zack and work on some of these sci-fi films. What are like some of your dream franchises that you wish that you could be a part of? Doesn't have to be sci-fi. What would you kind of want to delve into and kind of sink your teeth in? Right?
oh wow, I've never actually been like asked that before.
Any
Well,
franchises, remakes, what like just a
right.
dream role, right?
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Okay. So well, we all know I want to be part of Rebel Moon. So if that can happen, I would hope that would happen. That's one franchise I would hope to be a part
Yeah.
of. Let me see what other franchise I would say. So if there was to be like you know, if they do the reboot of X-Men,
Oh man, hey.
and I'm right here.
Right?
Or
Hey, we all know Storm, right? Hey, that would be so dope, man.
that's another I would love to be a part of. I think I've been, trying to make this happen since I was young. So,
Hmm.
since I was younger, so that's another I would say that's another one I'd be a part of. Those probably are the 2 that right now that's, like, in my head. So
Hmm. Oh man, yo, this is dope, man. Like, look, I do want to start wrapping up because
Mhm,
I don't want to keep you too long. But first, I want to thank you for coming on the platform and having this conversation with me, and for answering all of my questions so eloquently and honestly. What would be a few things that you would want to leave audiences with? No, I mean, right? So that they know what are getting into when they watch a film that you might be a part of, or just any kind of thing that you might be um, taking part in, right? What would you kind of leave people with?
um, I mean, I guess don't expect, um I guess don't expect too many cliche stuff just looking at me. I try to steer away from that. So a lot of my stuff that I have, it's they're slightly different, and I want to be able, as a, as an actor, just a creative in general, I just want to be able to showcase my talent in so many different ways, as far as character. So I want you to be able to see me as a crackhead in a film, or like a
Hey, like that's
psycho,
you killed it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or a psycho, or
New Jack City too.
yeah, just,
All right, do it.
so yeah, I want you guys to be able to know that it's something that I take very seriously. It's I live and breathe this, like, this is my career and I work hard at it. So that's what I want people to know. So when they see that, I like, when you see me, like, just know that I'm working hard, and I don't like post it a lot on my Twitter, but I did promise that I would start posting more of it. So y'all be
Yes.
seeing more of my work. I promise.
The streets definitely need that, Nessa, right? And are there any like upcoming projects that you can share with us that we can be on the lookout for you in? I think I named one earlier, but is there anything else that you can speak on without, breaking any NDAs or anything like that?
Yes. So I have a project that it's a film. It's called The Job. I'm the lead in that, and let's just say it's about bank robbers. There you go. That's all I'll say. Um, I have another film that I will be shooting this year. I don't know if you saw that I posted it. I had auditioned for it, and then I ended up booking it. Um, I also play the lead in that film, and I think this is gonna be the biggest one in my career, I would say. So, this one's a little more, it's supernatural. So
Oh my goodness.
I'm excited for that one.
All right.
And um
And you also got something coming on Prime, right? April 16th.
yes, so Collateral Interest, it's gonna be airing on Prime April 16th. It's a TV series. Um so it's basically about this guy who ends up in trouble with the cartel, and he has a limited amount of time to give them what they want. I play the sister of this of the lead. So I hope you guys enjoy it when it comes out. I'm excited for that. It was fun shooting it. We shot it, like I told you, we shot it for like the whole most of last year and the year before. And it's finally coming out. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. Yeah, and I'm also doing my own thing. So I'm producing and starring in my own thing as well. Yeah. So right now it's just in the pre-production stage. So once once I get that out there, you guys will know. So yeah.
Oh my God, yo, this has been such an amazing conversation, Nessa. I would like to thank you wholeheartedly for appearing. This is great, and yo, we're gonna manifest some of these roles.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping.
Right, we all gonna put them feelers out there. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, this has been great. I want to thank you, and we will get at you guys next time. Right, this will be dropping pretty soon, probably early next week. And yo, can't wait to get back at y'all. Any last words, Nessa?
You guys, just thank you for having me, Sky. I appreciate it. Uh, it's always a pleasure vibing with you. And guys, keep up with the movement, man. Sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know vibes.
See, I wouldn't even gonna put the pressure on you like that, but you did it anyway. You know, hey,
You got to.
hashtag
It is what
sales
it
ESJL to Netflix, hashtag sales Snyderverse to Netflix,
is.
100%.
Yes.
Y'all already know. right, but we're gonna get on out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
All right, good night, guys.